Alright, here's another linear equations video. This one is on finding the intercepts of a straight line. Let's have a look. Now, when I tell you about the intercepts of a line, you already know what the y-intercept is. We learned that in the video on y equals ax plus b. And the y-intercept is that b value at the end of that equation. Now that point, the y-intercept, shows us where a line crosses over the y-axis. It could be high up or low down on the axis, either above or below the origin, or maybe right through it, depending on the equation of the line. So for the y-intercept, I need a y value, either positive, negative, or 0, depending on that line. And if I'm answering as a set of coordinates, the x value, the x coordinate, is always going to be 0. Y could be anything, depending on where that line crosses. But at that y-intercept, the x value, it's 0. Now this same intercept concept applies for the x-axis as well. Lines can cross through the x-axis, in fact most of them do. And just like the y-intercept is where a line crosses the y-axis, well, the x-intercept is where the line crosses the x-axis. Now obviously these values could also be positive or negative or 0, these x-intercepts, but as I'm writing a set of coordinates, it's the y value that's going to be 0 this time. Notice how when the lines are crossing the x-axis, they're neither up nor down from the origin. They're straight out to the right or to the left, meaning the y value is 0. No up or down change at all. So now, in a question, what would they ask us about intercepts? Well, it's pretty simple. If they're asking the y-intercept, all I'm going to do is make sure that my equation is in y equals ax plus b form, and I'm going to take that b value. If they're asking for a set of coordinates, you know that whatever you have in the place of b, that's a y value on the axis, and the x that goes with it to make a set of coordinates is 0. Now, a little bit tougher here if they ask us to find an x-intercept. Getting all choked up there. Now it's a little bit tougher if they ask us to find an x-intercept given an equation. So let's say I had an equation that looks like this, and they were asking me to give the x-intercept of that line. Now remember, at an x-intercept, it's always true that the y value is 0. Whatever x is going to be, you know the y is 0 because you're right on that x-axis. So if the equation here is y equals 6x minus 96, and I know that I'm looking for the x-intercept, then I know that the y value is 0. And when I know what a value is, it's not a variable anymore. So I can take the y out of the equation and replace it with 0. That's because I'm trying to find the x-intercept. So after I take out y and replace it with 0, I'm going to do a little bit of math here, isolate the x, and figure out that when y is 0, x is 16. So what does that mean? Well, it means that this line, when it crosses the x-axis, is going to have an x value of 16, meaning that the x-intercept is 16, or more specifically, 16, 0. Remember, that y value is 0 at the x-intercept. Now, hopefully this concept is making some sense to you. Watch a couple of examples of how they might ask these questions on an exam.